Good morning. So I was in the shower and God gave me a word to put out. He's saying that this word is in regards to your blessings. He's saying that you're more blessed than you may think that you are. You may think that because maybe you're going through a hard time, or you've been without a partner for a long time, or you've been lonely, or you've been stressed, or whatever kind of hardships may be happening, right? That you're not blessed. But the Lord has a reminder for you today is that, yeah, everybody's situation is different. Some people may be considered more blessed than others. But like in my case, for instance, I am blessed, right? I have a vehicle that gets me around. It may not be brand new, but it gets me around. I have children, and they're healthy, right? I'm healthy, I have a home. Maybe it's not a mansion or a big, 6-bedroom with landscape yard, but it's a home, and it's a nice home, and it fits for me and my kids, right? So God's just, I don't know what it may be in your scenario, right? But God's just reminding you that you may be more blessed than you think. And when you see the things like the war in Israel and things that go on in our day-to-day lives, you can see like those that are struggling with serious famine. If you do have some food, you're still blessed, right? And those that maybe are struggling with mobility issues or some sort of physical ailment or health issue, if you are healthy, then you are still blessed. So, and even those that are in those situations, maybe they have loving families, everybody has some sort of blessings to report, right? So he wanted this to be like a reminder of that. And also a second part is he's saying that there's some people out there that mistakenly think that God is like some sort of a genie or like a wish giver or something like that. And that's not what he is. I look back on my life and the times that the Lord blessed me the most. And honestly, there were times I was going through real hard struggle and really didn't see it coming, really assumed the worst, really was sitting in doubt and lack, thinking that this wasn't going to happen or that wasn't going to happen. And it did, right? He came through. And it wasn't shiny with bells and whistles and bows. It was in subtle ways that ended up working out in my favor in the long run. And I kind of saw it at the time, but I more noticed it looking back in hindsight. I was like, wow, he actually really came through and blessed me there when I really needed it, right? So God does come through, right? And he's not going to just everything you wish, like I have a home, but I want a bigger home. Poof, there you go. I have a vehicle, but I want a brand new one. Poof, there you go. I hear some prophets talk about this, that they're like, oh, just pray for this new vehicle and stuff. And I think that the Lord does bless us with the desires of our heart, as the Bible says, but I don't think it's like that. Like that's almost a little bit new age because it's crossing over to that whole law of attraction type stuff, right? And as we know, God doesn't work in those ways. He works in humble ways, necessary ways, simplistic ways, right? Not elaborate, ornate, over the top ways, like winning a lottery or something, right? Now, I'm not saying the Lord can't bless people like that. He can and he does. But that's not really what he's known for, at least not in my experience. And another thing is he's saying that there's people around you that work for Satan, whether they realize it or not, they do, because as we know from past videos, that if you're, because I've talked about this before, but if you don't work for God specifically, only truly for God, then you work for Satan. There's no in between, right? So if you're not giving up your sinful ways and coming to the Father every single day, then you work for Satan, or at best you're lukewarm, right? And if you're lukewarm, he spits you out. So with that said, there's people in your circles, maybe family members, friends, associates, that work for Satan and you don't. And you see it, and maybe they do or don't, but either way, they look at you and they don't think that you're very blessed because they're like, well, I don't follow God like you do, and I have a better car. I don't follow God like you do, and I'm married and you're single. I don't follow God like you do, and I have all this money and I have all these nice clothes and you don't. You know what I mean? And to those people, he's saying that I've made videos on this before, that Satan gives gifts too. But he's also saying that you're still more blessed than you think that you are, even if that's happening to you. That they're working for the enemy and they know nothing. Like God blesses in his own ways, and you have things that they don't have. And sorry, I have to go. You have things that they don't have and things that they wish that they could have. So they're more blessed in maybe the material world, but you're more blessed in the things that really matter and really count. And that even if they may try to make you feel like you're not blessed, you really truly are blessed. Like I said, if you have your health, your children's health, a home, something to get you around, anything that could be considered further ahead than maybe you were even a year ago or 5-10 years ago, then you really truly are blessed, especially if you have the Lord. Just having the Lord it's himself is a blessing. And God is also saying he adds peace to his blessings. So some of these people that double agents that work for Satan around you, they may think, well, I have a relationship, you don't, so therefore I'm more blessed. But God is saying that they don't have peace in their relationship. Maybe they fight, maybe they're concerned that their partner doesn't love them or is cheating on them. And with you, say you're single, you have peace. You have peace in your day-to-day life. Say they think like, I have a job, I'm more prosperous than you at this point in time. But maybe because you're a single parent or a stay-at-home mom or dad, or a stay-at-home working mom or dad, a college student, whatever it may be, yeah, this might not be as like financially prosperous of a time for you, but you're at peace. When you go to bed at night, you don't have to worry about, is your boss going to fire you? Are your coworkers going to bully you tomorrow? So he's saying that while these double agents potentially have more financial means than you potentially, or assets, they don't have any peace in those things, but in your life you do. And so that's kind of how he's also saying that's how you can know if your blessing comes from God or not, is if there's peace in it. If you're in a relationship and it's nice and peaceful and joyful, that's from God. But if it's not, if it's dramatic and chaotic and it makes you feel, down in any type of way, negative in any way, or they do, that's not from God, because there's no peace there. Same thing goes with a job. If you have a job where you constantly feel unappreciated and overworked and underpaid, how is there peace, right? Whereas you might be struggling a little bit financially, but if you can go to bed every day and wake up every day feeling at peace with yourself and your life, that's a blessing, right? So that's another way to kind of measure things in life, is if there's peace in it, because God's saying his blessings come with peace and Satan's do not. So even though you may have these desires like a marriage or a relationship or a big fancy home or a new car or whatever, if you're in debt, having to worry every night how you're going to pay off your debts, there's no peace. If you're worried every night that your partner may be stepping out on you or that they're going to leave you one day, there's no peace. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, he just wanted me to put this word out today. I hope it helps someone, and just always remember, you are blessed.